Okay, we're gonna do a take 2 of this thing, because it was bad. I just changed softwares. Hopefully now we are in a better state. Okay, guys. Flacco got traded, and like I was trying to say before, and I apologize. I'm dealing with a cold, but what I said before this the stream was so bad. Flacco was the best quarterback in Ravens history. No question, no doubt, undeniable. If you want to argue, we can do it. I cannot see anybody having a better career so far than Joe Flacco. Before Flacco, we were in QB purgatory. So many bad QBs. We did had McNair for a little bit. Sub Connor. Yeah, I mean, it's bittersweet. I see Ravens fans saying like, "Oh, I'm jumping chips. I'm gonna go follow Flacco, and I'm gonna root for the Broncos fan." You know what? I'm a Ravens fan forever. And what I want for you, Flacco, man, is success. I wish you success, unless you're playing the Ravens. Any other moment, go beat your KC. Go beat the Raiders. Go beat the Chargers. Hopefully you have a hell of a year. Hopefully you got really good success. But I'm still a Raven, and I will root for my team. Let's talk a little bit about the trade. Let me read some of the comments here. I'm following Flacco, but staying. Yeah, I mean, okay. So can Jackson be a better QB? Well, we'll see. We'll see his progression to year 2. He definitely has some work to do in the passing game, but if he gets, like I always say, if he gets 25% better from last year to this year in the passing game and does the same thing on the run, he's going to be really, really good. And yes, following Flacco, that's fine. Guys, he was a hell of a player, and he got us a Super Bowl. Yes, we all lashed to Ray Lewis because it was his last year, but Flacco did the Super Bowl run. He was incredible, and I will always remember the Mile High Miracle. And I'm sure Elway remembers that, and that's the reason why they got him, because they still have it in their memories. I have a couple of Broncos fans, that Mile High Miracle. Anyway, that being said, Flacco, 11-team, man, it was spectacular. That run was a thing of beauty. And talking about the trade, I said in a couple of my videos, and I have been talking to people on Twitter. Somebody tagged me the other day that if he thought we can in Twitter, if we get a second round, I said at best a third. So getting an early fourth is not bad. It's actually pretty good. I'm expecting them to use that pick, not to stay there, either trade back or to trade up to get somebody. So the trade, it was the first official move from DaCosta, and was a good one, a really good move from DaCosta. And Flacco, I think, is a good pickup for the Broncos. He's better than Keenan in my book. The problem that the Broncos have is they need to do a better job in building an O-line. There's rumors that they're going to let their center test the free agent market. If that center is healthy, he's a hell of a center. I think the Ravens should sign him. But Flacco needs a good O-line for him to thrive. He needs a good running back. They had the good running back. They had decent receivers. Sanders is really good, but he's, tailing down in his career. And Sutton, a guy that we thought we might get last year, he went to the Broncos. He's a good physical receiver. They don't have a good tight end, which worries me for Flacco. That's usually his safety blanket. But all in all, I think Flacco's going to have a decent year. Am I expecting the Broncos to make the playoffs now? No. They still have to deal twice against KC and twice against the Chargers. Really good teams. But still, are they going to be better than last year? Yeah. I mean, at least a win. But it's not because of Flacco. It's just that division is hard, and that team needs holes. Now, Denver has $35 million in cap, and they can put pieces. Plus, they have the 10th overall pick. So, they could be better, but as of right now, I don't see it. I don't see them making the playoffs. But going back to Flacco. Flacco, the best quarterback in Ravens history. All but love to Flacco. I have to say that every week when Flacco was playing, I knew the Ravens had a shot. I knew the Ravens had a shot. Even if you were pessimistic, tell me when Flacco was playing, we were playing in New England, did you thought already the game was lost? No. As a Ravens fan, I got into that game and said, we're going to show you New England. We're going to show you Brady. We're going to show you Belichick. We're going to show you that we can win this game. And with Flacco, I thought we had a chance. 2-minute warning in the 2-minute offense. Did you thought we couldn't make it? No, Flacco did it. Flacco did it a lot of times. So overall, guys, like I said, 11 years, 1 losing season. We've been spoiled as Ravens fan. Look, Super Bowl before the Super Bowl, playoffs. After the Super Bowl, yes, playoffs didn't come as much, but 1 losing season. Look what happened to the Saints. They were 3 or 4 years bad, like really bad. As bad as the 1 year that we were 5-11. Look at the Giants. They won the year before us. They have been atrocious now for the longest time. Look at San Fran. San Fran went with us to the Super Bowl. They didn't win it. Look where they are. And Green Bay, another team, they've been better, but also, even with Aaron Rodgers, they have lacked the ability to put good team. This is a good testament to Austin Newsom, but again, with Flacco and Harbaugh, only 1 losing season. So I'm definitely gonna miss Flacco. He was my quarterback. He was the guy that he will frustrate us all as Ravens fans because we know the potential and we thought he could do better. But boy, man, like I said, there was not 1 week that I thought we might be able to lose. I woke up every Sunday or Monday, depending when we play, say like, oh, we're gonna win. When we were gonna play the Steelers, I'm like, okay, Steelers, we're gonna give him hell. We play them rough. Flacco, for everybody that says Flacco didn't show emotions, that's fine. But Flacco was tough. Flacco got hit hard, and he was staying in the game. The only game that I can remember he left the game was the Kiko Alonso hit, which still to this day think that should have been a penalty, and when he tore his ACL. And even that, after he tore it, he played for a little bit longer. I tore my ACL, guys. It's not fun, and I couldn't put pressure on my foot when it happened. So, mad respect to Mr. Flacco. Again, as Ravens fan, the people that are saying we're going to stop rooting for the Ravens, we're just going to root for the Broncos, do you guys. I had nothing for you. For me, that tells me you were never a Ravens fan, and you're just looking for a reason to complain. Can you root for Flacco? Yes, you can root for Flacco. Flacco gave you a lot of good years, and I think everybody should hope for Flacco to have a great year and a great rest of his career. That being said, what I don't want is, as Ravens fan, us going, Lamar has a bad game, and Flacco that same week had a great game. It's like, that's why we shouldn't. No, we need to move away. Okay, thank you, Flacco. It's time for us to let go. Like the Colts did it with Peyton Manning, and some other teams had done it with great quarterbacks. It's the time for a new era, and success for Flacco and Broncos. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, not because of Flacco, because of the team, because of the Broncos. I think they have a lot of holes. But that being said, I think they did upgrade a QB, and again, the Costa first move, really good move, getting a 4th round for Flacco. What's up, Mike? Let me read some questions here, some comments. I hope he keeps Suggs. Gary Smith, let Urban go. Sign Pierce, get Golden Tate. Is well coming back. How do I get in this room so you can hear my voice? Oh, there's no voice. You can only hear me. But I can see all your chat. And what is here? Oh, so I don't have either. I mean, I play PS4, but I don't play online. I just don't have time between work, 2 kids, and YouTube. I usually go to bed at midnight and woke up at 5. But going to your comments, I think we're gonna try to keep Suggs, and they're probably gonna keep Suggs and said this year, last year, goodbye year. Pay him around 4.5. Smith cap hit is so ridiculously high. Let me find how much it was. And the savings is pretty big. I think they're gonna try to trade Smith. If I'm not, they're probably gonna try to get a 4th or a 5th for Smith. I think Urban is gone. Pierce is gonna be signed. Pierce is gonna be tender for a first round. If you saw my webpage, you can see the breakdown. I think they're gonna tender her for first round, which gives him a big bump. He was making like $500,000 last year or 600,000. He's probably gonna make like 4.2 mil. So it's a good, but we can extend him. But I doubt that they're gonna extend him this year. And Weddle coming back. I think Weddle's coming back, to be honest. I love Weddle. Let me start with I love Weddle. But if I can trade money wise will be similar. If I can trade Weddle for Thomas, I'll do it. Thomas has the range. Okay, so now that this is going fast, we need so that's what I was saying. Matt Paredes. There's a report that the Broncos are gonna let Paredes test the free agent market. If he's healthy, the Ravens need to bring him here. They need to do a health assessment. If he's healthy, bring him. He's a hell of a center. He's been rated top 5 in the last 3 years for PFF. Really good center. We need a center. Yeah, he's the center from the Denver Broncos. How can we do a podcast? Mike, hit me up on Twitter and we can talk about it. Yeah, we can figure something out. And at worst, if not, guys, you can always DM me on Twitter with any questions. Like I said, I try to answer at least in the same day. And my time is limited, but I try to answer within the same day. So I think. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yes. When I saw Smith, I just assumed it was Sedarius or Jimmy Smith. Sedarius gonna be expensive. I think if Sedarius is around 8 mil, they should bring him. And if not, I think it's gonna be too expensive. The problem with Sedarius Smith is a role player. Really good player. I don't think he's a 3-down starter. So if we're gonna go and pay him 14 mil, which is what some team can pay him, that point you're thinking he's a 3-down every moment linebacker, outside linebacker. I don't think he's that. I think he's like Perel McPhee. As soon as McPhee got paid, they expected him to start every down, and he couldn't. He's really good on a rotation. So around 8, I will pay Sedarius. More than that, I don't think so. So with Antonio Brown. So Mike, let me answer the following question. On Twitter, on IG, and YouTube, and anywhere, I'm SCG Sports. Same as my YouTube, right? You can find me at SCG Sports on Twitter. So AB, I don't think we can get him. If you go to the Steelers, say, what is the price for Antonio Brown? Because we're going to be in division. They have to face him twice a year. It's going to be minimal first and a second. Probably they might ask us to first just because they don't want it. It would be the same thing for the Browns. I don't want him, to be honest. Not because of his talent. I just don't want him. I don't want to see Lamar not passing the ball a lot to him, and then you get Antonio Brown pouncing like why you, and then you see Jackson trying to force the ball every time. I need receivers that are not gonna be divas as Jackson learns and progresses in the passing game. We don't need a receiver, in my opinion. We got Crabtree's need Brown. Well, the reality is, Connor, we don't have Brown. We do have the rest. I think we do need a receiver. A lot of people saying that we should cut Crabtree. I don't think we should cut Crabtree. He's the only route runner we have. Use the money for a safety edge rush. Yes, so the money, I agree. Especially if you let Waddle go, you need a safety. You need an edge rusher. That's the weakest position in our defense, and a left guard in the center. So Alex Collins is a restricted free agent, so if they want him back, they can get him back. I don't I don't think they're gonna tag him. I don't think they're gonna tag him at all. Um, and let me see. Buck Allen, he ain't coming back. On Hangout, I believe it's SCG Sports, or SCG. I'm not sure. My Gmail for this for my YouTube channel is scg.sports, so maybe. But Mike, to be honest, it might take you more time to find me on Hangout than it might take you on Twitter. Yeah, so I think it's scg.sports, but I'm not completely sure because I barely use it, to be honest. Would you rather have Bell? No, I won't. I did make a video yesterday with Nubo. The problem that you have with Bell, and this is just my opinion, Bell is a hell of a back. He's really good in I formation, meaning you give him the ball, he has time to scan the O-line. He can sit and dance a little bit while a hole opens. With Lamar Jackson and the style of running game that we have, you basically, Lamar's the one reading, and he usually reads the end and reads the middle. If he sees a hole in the middle, he lets the ball go and lets Gus Edwards or Dixon go. Or if the edge collapse, if the edge collapse, he pulls it and runs it. That's why he runs a lot to the outside. So Bell I don't think he's that type of runner. Collins is more like that, not as good as Bell. I'm not even trying to compare them, but yeah, SCG Sports. So, but Bell or Collins runs like that. That's why when Collins was with Lamar, he wasn't as successful. Now, what Bell does have is hell of a hands. He has great hands, so that's the benefit. So let me keep going here. We draft Metcalf, Hollywood Brown. So this is I don't want Hollywood Brown. I don't think he fits this offense. Hollywood Brown needs a precision passer. We don't have that right now, right? Even if Flacco wasn't the most precise guy, but he was better than Lamar. We currently don't have a precision passer. Metcalf will be better. I think Harry and Kill Harry will be better than both of them. Metcalf worries me with the injury history. I'll take Gus. I agree with Connor. I think Gus Edwards and Kenneth Dixon for the most part. So my Twitter name is SCG Sport, like Connor said. Montgomery and a cheaper deal, I think it will be good. Meaning, the good thing with Montgomery, he complements what the other two don't do. He can block on passing downs and he can catch. And it's hard to find a guy like that. Not only they can catch on third downs, a la Woodhead or Sproles or White for New England, but they can block, right? So that's really good. Let me see. So yeah, I agree. I mean, that 2000 Ravens defense, the Broncos, when they won the championship, they were pretty elite too. So I'll put them there. I might put them slightly above 2012 Tampa, because especially with the rule changes. I mean, Manny was a shadow of itself at that point. So Harry, it will be interesting how that 40 goes for Harry. If Harry runs a really good 40, he ain't making it. Same thing with Metcalf, because he's healthy now. If he's 40s in the 4.5, I'm talking about Harry. I think like 4.57, 4.58. I think we have a chance. That's, like I said, in my opinion. But we can definitely use a receiver. If you tell me, Sonny, if you're a betting man, what is gonna happen? We're gonna trade back. We're gonna trade back unless there's a O lineman. And this is all before obviously free agency. But if there's an O lineman there, we're gonna get the O lineman. But if there's no O lineman, we're gonna trade back. I think the receiving class a little bit deep. So yeah, I think we're gonna trade back if we can. Maybe gather an extra fourth. If we stay in the first round, an extra fourth. If we go a little bit like, let's say top 15 in the second round, then we might get a second and a third. And I think that's their goal: get a second and an extra third. So let me see. But I mean, the Ravens at 2000 were deadly. They had no offense, and they still was up. They were an unbelievable team and won. So if I'm honest, 77 and 76 Cowboys, I don't know much about them. So I'll be lying if I just attempt to talk about them. I'll take your word that they were really good. But yeah, I mean, back in the day, that's how you play ball. Good defense and running game. Risney is a potential. Also, Risney is a potential for that end of the first round, and I like him. And he's a big guy for being a guard. I think he'll be spectacular. He also has the potential that if a tackle gets injured, instead of having Hurst as tackle, you can kick him as a tackle. And as a receiver, like I said, and if I'm going to attempt to do the last name right now, I'm going to blank. So I'm just going to go by school. The Stanford kid, he's good, and he's projected to be later. Arizona State. NC State has another good receiver. I think in this year's draft, we're going to get 2 receivers. And me and Noobs are gonna be working on a weekly podcast, and next week we're gonna do top 5 receivers, each of us. So I'm gonna try to not concentrate on my top 5 receivers as 5 receivers in the first round. I wanna spread them out, and I'm gonna just give you the breakdown. Also on the webpage, remember guys, my webpage, and let me write it here. My webpage is cgsports.com. I'm going to be putting mock drafts. I'm going to be putting top 5 receivers. There's an article there, how the cap breaks, how much you need for the rookies, how much you need for restricted free agents. Any article you guys want to see, let me know. I'll work. I mean, it takes a while. And hopefully you're liking the format too. Tevin Coleman. I would not spend any money on none of the running backs out there, unless it's a Montgomery type of guy, because we can use the money in another position. And Tevin Coleman, same thing that Ingram's another name. I mean, Coleman has the ability to be in the passing game, but he's gonna be expensive. I would prefer a Ty Montgomery. They just bring him in the third down situation. I don't know what the Eagles are going to do with Sproles, but if Sproles is out there, a guy like Sproles, Kevin White, not Kevin White, the White from New England, a guy like that is not going to come in a lot of money, but you can bring him in the third down. All you want is block. If you don't have anybody to block to leak out, and he can be good on a wheel route, because wheel routes are deadly, or in the flat. So you don't need to overpay for that. You better serve on a pass rusher, left guard / center. And like I said, if you tell me, Sonny, again, I love Weddle, I will bring Thomas and let Weddle go. So let me see. We do play the NFC West, so we have San Francisco. We have the Rams, which is a hell of a team. Seattle is a team that I thought was going to be rebuilding last year. They shocked me. And Arizona. So those are 2. We'll see what San Francisco can do. Obviously, they didn't have Garoppolo. San Francisco should be better. And Arizona, I think they're going to struggle. So I'll talk. Like I said, Mike, just shoot me a DM. We can talk offline. Seattle, San Fran, LA. Yes. NKC. No, we don't play the Chargers this year. We play KC. So because we had the number one, it's the Chargers. Not the Chargers. It's KC. It's the Patriots. Well, the Patriots, we're gonna play that division if I'm not mistaken, the AFC East. So it's the Chargers and the Texans. Those are the two that we play because we had the number one schedule. No, we played this year the West so everybody in our division will play the Patriots this year because that's the division that we cross. The teams that we play that the others team don't, Connor, is what is it? I just said it. Oh, the Texans and the KC. The Steelers will be playing the Colts and the Chargers, and the Browns will be playing, I guess, Titans and whoever was third the Broncos. So Joe will play the Broncos this year. Not the Broncos. Joe will be playing the Browns this year, or the year to come. Texas is gonna be tough, but you know what? I think the Colts might be tougher. The Colts have $100 million in cap room, 11 picks. I think they're gonna be a dangerous team next year. I'm not saying that as a first place team, you're gonna deal with two tough teams. I'm just saying the Colts worry me a little bit more than Texans, and we don't have to play them. That's just me. Anyway, guys, we could, Connor. If you think about it, we're gonna play a first place team. But we also gonna play Buffalo again, Miami. I think those are easier teams, and Arizona should be an easier team. It's too early for prediction, but 7 and 8, yeah. I mean, when you're the number one team playing against a number one record team, it's gonna be tough. And the Browns are better, right? They just added Kareem Hunt, and they have a lot of cap room to add more people. So, yes, scoring 30 points, I think if we can keep time of possession on our side, we should win. Because our defense was good because it was rested. That's the reality. As long as you rest your defense, you're going to be good. Anyway, guys, I'm going to start heading out because I still have some other stuff to do. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Flacco. Hope you have a hell of a year in Denver. Be good, man. We love you in Baltimore. Have a great career. And guys, thank you for joining me. Peace out.